everybody, welcome to my page, Krista So Crafty. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to make some butter tarts. Quick and easy, especially if you buy the pre-made shells. I just picked these ones up from the co-op. There's 30 in a package. This will make a little better than half of those, but I'm just going to do a single recipe for now, so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is we need to take excuse me, our raisins, which is my oven ready. We need a half a cup of raisins, and we're just going to take some hot tap water, not boiling water, just run your tap, make it as hot as you can, and let it sit for, let's see, as long as you are making the rest of the recipe. Some people say it should sit longer, but I only let it sit just as long as I'm making the recipe, so it just allows them to plump up a bit. So I'm just going to leave these over here and let them do their thing. So now what we're going to do, so let me give you all the ingredients that we're going to need for this recipe. We are going to need the tart shells, the little pastry. You can make your own. There's lots of recipes out there, or you can buy the pre-made ones from any of your grocery stores. You will also need a half a cup of raisins, 1/4 cup of soft butter, 1/4 cup packed brown sugar, 1 pinch of salt, 1/2 cup corn syrup, 1 egg lightly beaten, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, so now that you've got all your ingredients gathered, we are going to start with our butter tarts. So you get your tarts ready, whether you're making your own pie crust or you're buying the pre-made ones. Get them ready onto a pan so that you're ready to go. As you can see, I have mine all set out, ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start combining our ingredients. So we have our raisins in our hot water, plumping up, softening up. And in our bowl, what we're going to do is we're going to mix the butter, the brown sugar, salt, and corn syrup. We're going to mix it all together until the sugar is totally dissolved and the butter is creamed. Okay, so I have everything all pre-measured out here, just to kind of save a little bit of time. So we'll put our corn syrup in here. Now a little trick for you. When you are using a measuring cup for corn syrup, because we all know how sticky it is, I just take a Pam or any type of a baking spray, and I just lightly coat the inside, and then it doesn't stick. You can see it's not quite as, there's a little bit in there, but not near what it used to be like. So that's just a little tip for you. I'm going to put my 1/4 cup of butter in here. And our brown sugar, and just a pinch of salt. So just a pinch. And now we're just going to take and cream that all together. Mix it all together until the sugar is all dissolved and the butter is creamy. Now I'm probably going to have to make a double batch of this, but I just thought I'd make a single batch for now just to show you. So just mixing that around, getting it all mixed together. Scrape down right to the very bottom of your bowl. Okay, so once that is all done, what we're going to do is we're just going to take a small bowl, and we're going to break our egg in there and just beat it up a little bit. So we'll just mix that up a little bit. Slightly beaten egg is good. Just like that. And dump it right in your bowl. And our last ingredient we need to put in here before we add our raisins is our vanilla. So we're going to add a half a teaspoon of vanilla into this. Sorry. Let's get you on screen here. So a half a teaspoon of vanilla is all we need for this recipe. And then we're just going to mix that all together. Mix it all up. No thanks. My puppy dog is trying to help me, but I don't think I want his help. No, thank you. I don't want your help. Here, look at. Here we go. You're being a turkey. Look, go get it. There, I give him his rope. Maybe he'll be entertained for a minute. So our puppy is a 12-week-old. We believe he's like a border collie mix, so he likes to help. Ha ha ha. So now I'm just going to take my raisins and I'm going to just drain the water off of them. So here's our raisins, and we're just going to dump those right in there and just mix everything all up. Now when I'm doing my butter tarts, you don't want to make them really the tart shells too full. Otherwise, as they cook, they will bubble up and boil over. So, some of this out of the way. Bring in my tart shells. So typically what I do is I just take my 1/3 cup measuring cup, just something small that you can pour a little bit into each one. Try to keep them spread out. Okay. And we're just going to start pouring them in. Where is that here? Now I may go back and put a little bit more in, but I always like to just start out with a small amount first. It's easier to add more. Just, ooh, see, that one got way too much in it. I'll have to take some of that out because otherwise it will boil over for sure. I hope everyone's having a good holiday season so far. I know this is a little bit of a different year for us all, but you know what, we'll just make do and do the best we can, and next year we will be able to get together and enjoy each other's company, and everything will go back to normal. I know people don't like it when people, I don't know. This isn't normal for me to be all alone at Christmas and stuff. Yes, I have my husband, don't get me wrong, but not to have our kids, not to have friends over the Christmas parties, it just seems a little odd. But we're making the best of it. And I've been doing a little bit of baking. I don't usually do a ton, but I love doing butter tarts. It's one of my husband's favorites, so I like to do those. And of course, if you make them, then you eat them, so, you know. So I'm just going to put the rest of this in here and hope that when it cooks, it doesn't boil over too much. But if it does, you know what? It just adds to it, right? So I'm just going to scrape out the last of this here. Can't waste any of this goodness. Oh, they look so good. So I do have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. So when this is all ready, we can pop these into the oven and get them cooking. All right. So those are all ready to go. So now all we're gonna have to do is pop them into the oven, again at 400 and, what did I say, 400 degrees, and we're gonna cook them for 15 to 20 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do, is just pop these in the oven, and I will show you when they are done. Well, there's my little Tux. As you can see, I think he's done helping me for the day. Oh, and a big yawn. Can't even see him against the carpet over there. Oh, here he comes. Hello, Tux. Hey, Tux. Oh, hi. You're really close. There's my baby. Yes. All right, so my timer just went off, so I'm going to take my butter tarts out of the oven. Can you see that? Look at them bubbling. So that's how easy it is to make butter tarts. If you've never made them before, it really, really is quite easy. Oh, there's my Tux. He's finally calming down for me. I took his big squeaky toy away because you wouldn't have been able to hear a word I was saying. Again, I've got all my butter tarts done. I ended up making 2 batches, which made 30 butter tarts, minus one that I've already eaten. So my wish to you is a very Merry Christmas, happy crafting, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. So here's a finished butter tart. Just absolutely wonderful. Now, I like my butter tarts kind of soft, so if you like yours more on the harder side, I cooked mine for 15 minutes. If you want yours on the harder side, you'd want to cook it for closer to the 20 minutes. But as you can see, it's just so yummy. Mmm, 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 mmm.